is News 3 Now at 6.
Gorham Street near James Madison Park on the Isthmus has been closed now for several hours due to a protest event. Madison police say the closure started just after 3 o'clock this afternoon for a barbecue organized by volunteers. Adam Duxter shows us why the atmosphere here is different from protests that we've seen over the past week, and he joins us live at James Madison Park now. Adam?
Yeah, Eric, more of a celebration than a protest today as this week of events comes to an end. And we've shown you guys some of the different aspects of today's celebration, but one we have not shown off yet is this artwork station where creators are making art that is representative of this celebration of life today. Again, organizers saying today's celebration of life is in honor of Breonna Taylor, the Kentucky woman killed by police earlier this year who would have turned 27 years old today. And some that we spoke with today, well, it is a celebration. It is about having fun and relaxing. Say that the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd early last week are a sign that things do need to change nationally.
His daughter said, "Daddy changed the world." And in a way he did. This is one of the straws that have broken the proverbial camel's back. And so many people are organizing in unison together across the globe. This isn't even just a United States thing. So while I've been exhausted from all of the work and organizing, I've been really inspired.
And while today is the end of a week that has included caravans and other protests like stopping traffic on the Beltline in John Nolan, those who were in charge of the protests today say they don't want this to be the end. And now they say they're handing over these protests to the youth who have been leading protests each night at the Capitol Square. And that's where you'll find us tonight at 10 as we continue to monitor the 7th day of protests here in Madison. But again, here at James Madison Park, the atmosphere is very relaxed and more of a celebration of life.
Adam Duxter, live, James Madison Park. Adam, thank you. Today, Breonna Taylor would have been 27 years old, killed 2 months ago when police broke down the door to her Louisville, Kentucky apartment, attempted a drug sting, and shot her 8 times. This is video from a mural for her in downtown Madison. Taylor's family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit, and the FBI's Louisville office is investigating her death. Since those legal announcements, there's been little movement in Breonna Taylor's case. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway released a statement to commemorate Breonna Taylor, writing that she and George Floyd should still be alive today. She says, quote, "Nothing can make up for a lost life, but we want the black community to know that we are with you as you mourn Breonna's life. We grieve with you and stand united against violence ravaging our beloved community of black Americans." The owner of the Thirsty Goat in Fitchburg has fired the brew pub's general manager after she published, quote, "insensitive, dangerous, and unacceptable posts on her personal Facebook page." Owner Dave Schutz said in a Facebook quote, "We will not tolerate and do not condone racism in our business." The restaurant's also donating $5,000 to Urban Triage in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Windows are still boarded up nearly a week after riots and looting first started in downtown Madison. Our Gabriella Becerra shows us how the vandalism is weighing heavily on one group in the community.
For most of us, the graffiti around Capitol Square is an unusual sight to see. But for veterans,
we share the pain that our country is right now.
It's difficult to see one particular building vandalized.
Veterans, when they took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, it's against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And right now, injustice is an enemy that we have in our country.
Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, Mary Kolar, says the Wisconsin Veterans Museum holds centuries of moments, especially moments of change following injustice and unrest.
Their stories of their service in the military, but also of how they were treated afterwards. We have people of color who have risked their lives, served to our country, and when they came home, they were not given the respect that was due to them, particularly as a human being, but also as a veteran.
While graffiti is the extent of the vandalism to the building,
no one's winning at this point. We're all in this together.
Kolar says the real issue at hand is uniting the country.
We're still fighting to keep this country together as veterans and again as neighbors. Let's win together with everyone, with the justice for all that we have fought for in our support and defense of our Constitution and our country.
I'm Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
The museum building is not owned by the state. Directors are working with the landlord on cleanup. It is partially funded by the state and also through donations. As protests continue across the globe in the name of George Floyd, social media pages are surging with anti-racism resources for awareness and activism. Our partners at Madison Magazine have an article up about how decisions we make as consumers hold power. If you'd like to contribute to local black-owned businesses, go to madisonmagazine.com for a list. City of Minneapolis has voted on the first changes to its policing policies in the wake of Floyd's death. City council members held a virtual emergency meeting today voting to ban the use of chokeholds by the city's police force. Bystanding officers are also now required to intervene regardless of tenure or rank. New video now of dozens of American flags and Black Lives Matter signs that Madison School Board President Gloria Reyes says protesters put in her lawn overnight. Reyes shared the video of her Facebook Live showing the flags decorated with anti-police messages. We've blurred the video to cover some of the language used. The Madison School District has been under pressure to remove police from schools for years, and Freedom Inc., one of the groups leading the week-long protesting, has led that charge. Reyes, a former police officer, says she became one to try to fix the way communities of color are treated by police. Amy Reed shows us how these protests are affecting the overall debate. Amy?
The school board president is in favor of having police in schools. She says that this gives the district better control and allows them to improve policing while allowing students a chance to build a relationship with an officer. But protesters are continuing their calls to take school resource officers, or SROs, away.
But we're sitting here fighting each other? For what?
Over Facebook Live, Madison School Board President Gloria Reyes showed what she said protesters did to her front yard. She used her platform to call for unity.
Just because I don't agree that we should take cops out of our schools does not mean that I'm not concerned about the challenges and issues within policing and how we respond and treat Black people.
This came after protesters brought a caravan to her Thursday night, continuing their years-long calls to get rid of police officers in schools. Currently, Madison Metropolitan School District has a contract with Madison Police to staff SROs in its high schools. In a new step last year, the school board negotiated an out if they decided they wanted to remove one SRO from one high school. They'd have to make the call by next week, June 10th, and at this time, they have no plans to do so. A representative of the district said none of the high schools were interested.
The seriousness of the issue that is police brutality require for us to be incredibly focused.
School Board Vice President Ollie Muldrow said right now the district is focusing its energy on helping students and parents through the coronavirus. But Muldrow, who voted against the contract last year, said she'd still like to see the district remove police because of the disproportionate effect on students of color.
It's unconscionable to subject one racialized group of children to incarceration at 6 times the rate of anybody else at school.
Something both board members can agree on is the need to address racism throughout education. They both say that this is one of the systems that we're talking about when we talk about systemic racism. So we should expect more conversations about how they plan to address that in the future.
Amy Reed tonight live. Amy, thank you. To weather now. We are looking forward to a beautiful weekend. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary.
Eric, the humidity levels are already starting to come down. The skies are clearing out, and we're looking at very pleasant conditions over the next couple of days. You can see skies clearing out across the state right now. Doppler track pretty much free of precipitation across Wisconsin. Expected to stay that way for most of the weekend. Maybe a shower north of Madison tomorrow night, but for the most part, everybody else will stay dry. Temperatures are still in the lower to middle 80s. Janesville at 84, Madison 83, 80 in the Dells, but notice the dew point temperatures. Madison has just dropped from 60 to 54 just in the last hour. The mid-60 dew points are still in southeastern Wisconsin, but the air definitely drying out to the north and west. So heat index values actually are lower than the actual temperature. It feels a little cooler thanks to the dryness of the air. And that dry air will allow temperatures to drop into the upper 50s overnight. Look for sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 78. Sunday should be just as nice. We'll see a warm-up on Monday and then face the possibility for some heavy rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll have a forecast that includes alert days in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. The Monona police chief is responding to the body camera footage we showed you yesterday of a black man being arrested in a home he was renting after someone called in to say there was someone suspicious in the home. Jamie Perez spoke with the chief and city administrator about what changes are coming out of it.
I asked the chief what he would have done differently in that situation, and he said he would have started instead with a phone call and maybe not even gone at all. And he said that what happened the other day is just an example of why we need to do some self-reflecting, especially because this happened in the midst of everything else that's going on in the country right now. He said his officers responded the way they were trained, but the only way to get rid of systematic racism is to redo the foundation and reconsider the very things that we have learned for years.
The way it's taught in the academy, it was, I've said this before, it's like a textbook entry of what they did with their weapons out and detaining someone. But maybe it's time the book gets changed.
The city said they are working on changing things immediately. The city is working on putting together some community conversations on how to address racial bias, how to handle these situations differently, and how the community can work together to end systematic racism. The city is still working on some details of how to have these racial bias conversations. They said they're going to post details on the city website as to when and where these things are happening. Reporting in Monona, I'm Jamie Perez.
There's also a virtual town hall to address some of the issues tonight and a peaceful walk through Monona tomorrow that city council members say they will be walking in solidarity with the rest of the community. Still ahead at 6 as the city eases restrictions on basketball courts. We're asking public health officials how soon we could move into phase 2 of the Forward Dane reopening plan with a possible return of team sports. Stay with us.
Steinhafels has been the name you trust for over 85 years. Right now, all living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture is on sale. Get 40 to 70% off on the largest selection of furniture, plus free no-contact shipping and no money down, 5 years to pay financing. Get amazing deals on all of our mattresses like Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest, and Purple. Shop our large showrooms where we've taken all the necessary steps to provide you a safe shopping experience. Shop in-store or online today during Steinhafels Memorial Day sale.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
New data shows there are about 300 new cases of coronavirus in Wisconsin, surpassing the 20,000 mark in total cases statewide yesterday. More than 600 deaths have been reported. The percentage of positive COVID-19 cases continues to decline. DHS officials report that 3% of all test results were positive, continuing a downward trend over the past 2 weeks. And new at 6, there's anticipation in the community that Dane County could be getting ready to move into phase 2 of the Forward Dane plan. That would include things like increasing capacity for businesses and gyms to 50% and possible changes to contact and team sports, which right now are limited to playing with members of your own household or while maintaining physical distancing. Now for local bars, bringing back volleyball leagues will help their businesses. Owners of Pooley Sports Bar and Event Center says they're planning to start up the league again June 24th, and they don't plan to move that date any sooner, even if the county moves into phase 2 earlier than that.
A lot of people are very anxious to get out and play, and then there's also a good percentage of people that are wondering what that looks like and how we're going to be taking precautions, and we're going to be doing our best to keep everything sanitized.
He says from the beginning, Pooley's has tried to be preemptive and proactive to keep volleyball players safe. At this point, officials with Public Health Madison and Dane County say we do not have the data to support moving into Phase 2. Public health officials need to have supporting metrics from 2 full weeks of data from Phase 1. That 2-week period ends on Tuesday, and officials hope to have data compiled and analyzed soon to inform any decisions about whether to move forward. Basketball courts in the city of Madison parks are now back open with new guidelines. The city asking people to only play with members of their own household since it's not possible to maintain a 6-foot distance in the game of basketball. Players are asked to stay home. If they are sick, use hand sanitizer. Consider wearing a face covering as well. And Dane County health officials have now modified the Forward Dane plan to allow more parishioners to attend church services. Churches are now allowed to operate at 25% capacity after originally being limited to just 50 people per service. On Wednesday, attorneys for the Madison Diocese sent a letter to county, city, and public health leaders saying that rule was, quote, discriminatory. Public health officials are strongly recommending that faith organizations continue to provide virtual services as the safest recommended practice. And we'll be right back with Gary's Fort.
The sale of the summer is on now at Ashley Home Store. Who says you have to pay thousands for one-of-a-kind furniture? Show your style with a custom sofa, now just $7.99 and ready for delivery in 3 weeks. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project and free installation, all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Good morning, class. Today's lesson is about shop and welcome. Do you know what day is coming up?
608 Day. You just go to MadisonMagazine.com, click on 608 Day to find great deals from businesses we love in the 608. You know, like the area code.
Very good, Emmy. When does this take place?
The week of June 8th, 608. Madison Magazine makes it easy to shop local.
She's my star student.
Your course, your way, your lakes. Support Clean Lakes Alliance with a virtual Loop the Lake ride, walk, run, or whatever in your own neighborhood. Registration includes a soft Lands End tee. Kids 10 and under get a free shirt with a paid adult. This socially distanced event is a great way to help the lakes and keep safe this summer. Register at cleanlakesalliance.org. We may not be able to gather, but we can still come together virtually and support our lakes.
The Our Home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
The sale of the summer is on now at Ashley Home Store. We've transferred hundreds of clearance items from our warehouse to our store to save you up to 90% off for this massive blowout event. Bring your truck and trailer for immediate pickup or delivery. These deals are too hot to miss. Ashley Home Store.
Downtown protesters are continuing on a little differently than we've seen in the last week. Part of Gorham Street still closed. This is a barbecue going on at James Madison Park. Adam Duxter with another live update for us. Adam?
Yeah, Eric, more of the same that we saw at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. Again, organizers told us today was going to be a celebration of life, and it certainly has been a celebration up until this point with food and even a couple of games of kickball breaking out right next to us. But again, those who organized this event today say they do have some serious topics in mind, like registering people to vote for the upcoming election in August and also continuing to drive people for this cause. And they say just because the cause or the events for this week are ending today does not mean the cause is over. And with that being said, they're telling people to continue supporting the youth protests that we've seen at the Capitol Square each night. That's where you'll find us tonight live at 10 with the latest updates from the state capitol.
All right, Adam Duxter, live James Madison Park on a beautiful Friday night. Adam, thank you very much. Speaking of a beautiful Friday night, we got a couple of good days coming our way as well for the weekend. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Yeah, temperatures will be in the upper 70s, and we'll see plenty of sunshine. So why are we starting out with warnings and watches from Tropical Storm Cristobal in the southern Gulf of Mexico? It's because that may affect our weather as we head into next week. You can see where Cristobal is right now, just coming off the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. It's kind of meandered around, just barely onshore over the last couple of days. Top winds right now 40 miles per hour, moving to the north at 13 miles per hour. Latest forecast path from the National Hurricane Center gets it into a strong tropical storm, maybe close to hurricane force as it approaches southern Louisiana. This at 4 p.m. on Sunday. But look what happens after that. It heads northeastward and accelerates in speed, and by 8 p.m., the center of circulation right about over Madison on Tuesday, and that could bring the potential for some heavy rain here. And fortunately, the fast movement of it will keep the heaviest rain over about a 24-hour period. Otherwise, we could be looking at even more problems with flooding. But we have an alert day in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday for showers and thunderstorms. Could be an outside chance of severe weather on Tuesday afternoon as Cristobal merges with a cold front coming in, but showers and thunderstorms will gradually wind down on Wednesday. But we could be looking at somewhere between 1 and 3 inches of rain. One of the future track computer models shows 3 to 4 inches of rain just to the west of Madison, whereas the other model has the heavier rain right over our viewing area with about 1 to 3 inches of rain. So that bears some watching for the middle of next week. But that's going to be after a pleasant weekend with sunny skies, high temperatures in the upper 70s for both tomorrow and Sunday. We'll warm up to the upper 80s on Monday, and then the showers and thunderstorms will move in for Tuesday and Wednesday as the remnants of Cristobal move in. You can see the clouds from Cristobal just starting to approach the Gulf Coast, even though it's down near Mexico. Around here, things are pretty quiet. We've had a cold front come through. That has started the process of drying out the air, and a second cold front will bring in slightly cooler air. You can see the first front really hasn't had much of an effect on temperatures. They're mainly in the 80s here, a few 70s up to the north, but mainly 70s behind the second cold front. More importantly, though, the first front has started to push the more humid air down to the south and east. And look at how the air dries out across northern Wisconsin. Dew points drop into the 40s. That means that we'll see cooler nights, at least over the next couple of days. So our forecast calls for a high of 78 degrees tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Should be a nice day across southern Wisconsin. Sunday should be just as nice. Just an outside chance of a shower north of Madison on Saturday night. But then after we warm up on Monday with high temperatures in the upper 80s, humidity levels still shouldn't be too bad. Then the shower and thunderstorm chances come in from Tuesday, especially in the afternoon through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. They'll end at some point on Wednesday. Again, alert days in the forecast there. That's followed by drier weather with a break in temperatures. They drop back into the 70s for the end of next week.
To work at Lambeau Field today, but why football really wasn't on his mind. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today. Put the finishing touches on your garden at Jung Garden Center. For a limited time, save 25% on colorful potted roses. Find great savings on all your lawn and garden needs at Jung Garden Center. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection remains open to serve our customers and communities during these times of uncertainty. We've got you covered for all your plumbing service needs. Call us for help. We are here for you.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. What does free mean? No cost, right? We've all seen ads about free things included with your purchase. Free carpet pad or installation with your carpet, free love seat with your sofa, 2 window blinds for the price of 1. But we know better, right? At McGann's, free means free. Free delivery and setup with purchases of $500 or more within 50 miles of Baraboo. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Here's to all the farm and fleet dads, the ones who get the job done right, the ones who work hard and take pride in what they do, the ones who take the time to pass it on. Show your appreciation this Father's Day with a gift you know he'll love from his favorite store, Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Like this DeWalt Mechanics tool set, just $129.99. Yellow Jacket extension cords, only $34.99. And get $20 instant savings on DeWalt outdoor power tools.
Find value at Green's Farm and Fleet.
Put the finishing touches on your garden at Jung Garden Center. For a limited time, save 25% on colorful potted roses. Find great savings on all your lawn and garden needs at Jung Garden Center. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center.
We expect protests to continue this weekend, and we'll bring you the latest messages from activists here in Madison and across the country.
We're also continuing to track Wisconsin's path to reopening amid the pandemic.
We'll see you Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
The NFL gave the okay for coaches to return to their team facilities. Today, Matt LaFleur said he was back in Green Bay, but that was pretty much all of the talk of football we got. In a 30-minute Zoom meeting, the Packers head coach reiterated the video message the team released yesterday. It's time for a change. And to do that, to put that in action, a good place to start, he says, is with sports.
You get a lot of people from different backgrounds, different religions, different beliefs, different experiences, and we come together with one common goal. And I think it's just a microcosm of the world and how we need to become one. We need to become united in order to make this place as good of a place as it possibly can be.
Other news out of Lambeau, John Runyon agreed to the standard 4-year rookie contract. The terms of the deal haven't been released, but the 6th-round pick out of Michigan is expected to make around $3.5 million. Runyon's the 4th pick so far to sign with the Packers. Street and Smith's released its D3 preseason football poll, and UW-Whitewater is near the top. The Warhawks sit 3rd behind only last year's champ North Central and Wheaton. Last season, Whitewater made it all the way to the Stag Bowl, finishing national runner-up. They'll open up the season September 5th at Carthage. Now, 10 days ago, forward Madison was cleared to get back on the field and work out in small groups. Now the league is getting closer to kicking off their season. The USL League One has set July 18th as the start date in their return-to-play framework. The next step is to figure out how the games will look and how the teams will be able to host them while following all local and state public health guidelines. And new Madcaps head coach Tom Upton has added another coach to his coaching staff. Corey Lieberman joins the squad as the Capitals' associate head coach. He spent the last 3 seasons with the Janesville Jets.
Good signs when we start hearing that
it's about time.
Coach LaFleur's right. It can kind of be a sense of normalcy returning when we get these sports going again soon, hopefully. All right. Gary, final check of the forecast.
Well, very nice out there right now. The sky's almost perfectly sunny. That's the view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Temperature right now still warm, 83 in Madison, 84 in Janesville, but the dew point temperature here in Madison has dropped to the mid-50s, still 63 in Janesville, so the air definitely drying out. Look for sunny skies tomorrow, high temperature of 78. Just a slight chance for a shower north of Madison tomorrow night, and then Sunday will be partly sunny with a high of 78, up to 87 on Monday, but alert days in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday for showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could bring heavy rain, and then after that, a period of dry weather with temperatures in the 70s at the end of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us at 6. See you back here tonight at 10. Enjoy your evening.